Welcome to Slabbed Podcast, episode 90, where the grades matter, there are no rules. How you doing, Professor Rogue?
What's up? What is up? Happy July. I don't know how we ate into the second half of the year already, but here we are. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Fantastic, dude. This has been the best year I've ever had health-wise. I about to
Brilliant.
run my third marathon for the first time
Amazing.
ever. Things are going fantastic. That
Giving up the meth and the crack. I mean,
was a
it's just
jump, dude.
been
Like,
up ever since.
yeah, quit breaking needles in my arm. It's been fantastic. So, yeah, it's been a good year. Been a really good year. So, looking forward to next year also. So. But no, it's been pretty good, man. I've working my balls off. Probably have about 60 hours worth of work I should and could be doing for my actual job, but I try and limit it to about 40, 45. So it's crazy right now.
Right there
Crazy.
with you. Right there with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I'm doing two people's jobs and I'm feeling it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rough.
This is now our bedtime, and we're recording a podcast. Uh, every week. We haven't missed a week, and be here every Thursday for it. So appreciate you guys coming in, saying hello. Episode 90, though. That's awesome.
We are using the Aztec calendar for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Hell yeah.
Mm.
So typically we start these episodes off. Those of you who don't watch this every week, but we start these off with spicy comments. Go over last week's. It was 2 weeks ago. We did the live stream. Shout out to Bierski and Ponga again for coming on. That was awesome. But we didn't do spicy comments. We kind of lapsed right over that, so we don't really have one to review today. But I figured we'd submit our spicy comments. I got a good one. I got to call somebody out. That
Okay.
I've been missing. I've been missing somebody actually. Like there's a piece in my heart that's missing from the YouTube space. Can you take a guess who it is? It's
I
just
feel like there's quite a few people that haven't been posting lately.
it
Like
feels weird,
quite a
man.
few.
Feels weird. It's like dark and quiet and shit. All I get to watch is like Nostalgianomics and Pokey and all the homies are gone. Like all of them. Like fucking PK
Yeah.
doesn't go live every night. It just feels weird him only going lives on Thursdays, man.
Yeah. I mean, I miss a lot of people. I feel like Pokey DNA, DNA, he was
Deaners, Deaners,
like,
yep.
what's he
But
doing?
anyways,
Come back, bro. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Anyway, yeah, shut up. I'll shut up. I don't want to mess up your
my
spicy
spicy
comment.
comment is, where the hell are you, basic trainer, my dude? Man, I hope you're doing fantastic. I haven't seen like MetaZoo came back. You did a live stream, maybe did two. Watched them both. I'm just waiting for the next one. Maybe I'm out of touch, but I feel like I'm definitely subscribed. Go on live with PK. He was calling you out recently. I'd like to see you, man. Where you been? Let's let's get you back.
I love Basic. I love him. He's brilliant. It's just like he's dreamy. He's awesome. Okay. I don't want to dive into spicy topics, so I'll shut up. But good one. I was gonna say I think animated movies are better than the live action movies. I think this might be a bit spicy because everything's live
No
action now. But
specifics, just keeping it vague. Okay. All right. All right. I'll accept it.
there's been a couple. Looking at you, Disney. But yeah, there are a couple of good ones.
Hell
Shook
yeah.
it up a little bit. So
I'm gonna
what's
do,
been going on the past month?
man, more than like just like sorry for the very inconsistent podcast. We've just been absolutely on my side slammed, sickness, just my back's been really good. So obviously I'm not laying on the ground much anymore, which is fantastic. I could sit and do the podcast, but I sit for like almost 8 hours a day at work, and I'm all set doing that more after work.
Yep.
So here I am still standing. It feels good to stand. My body got pretty used to it in the last 4 months, but yeah, it's just been freaking crazy busy. Not even busy with like the hobby at all, really. Fortunate enough to have my wife who does a lot of all the selling for me. So if I do buy stuff, she'll sell it for me. Like that's her job essentially. That and then the consignments.
Brilliant.
Um, so I've been doing zero eBay listings, which is freaking. I tell you, the quality of life when you're not doing eBay listings and having a job, like having a job, a 9 to 5, and then coming home and looking at a stack of PSA slabs. The last thing you usually want to do is
It's tough.
do some eBay. You're like, I think I'm good tonight. I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow. Like I just you get into a rut, and you're just like, dude, like it's a pain in the ass having the 9 to 5 and doing all that shit. If it was a day job,
Ironically, though, I think if it was an hour or two a day and that was your only responsibility that day, I think I'd probably enjoy it. I
oh
think
yeah,
I'd I think I'd like the satisfaction of like knocking them out, getting it done, getting them listed. I think I probably more so like the shipping the stuff more than
yeah,
the back end rather than the
yep,
actual listing. I like figuring out which box should I fit it in, how should I do it. I like the getting it all wrapped up, put a bow on it, get it out kind of thing. I like that feeling. And obviously, you got money then, right?
yep,
Ka-ching, money's in. So that feels good too. But yeah, I feel you. It's been
yep,
crazy.
yeah.
Been
My
a little
wife
crazy.
haven't been done it for 7 months now, a little over 7 months of eBay,
That's fun.
and yeah, she loves it. She loves, like you said, just getting the things packaged up nice, and she's too nice. She's still too nice to these eBay bastards. Like they'll complain about something, and she'll be like,
I was gonna
"Oh,
ask that. Yeah, I was gonna
oh,"
see if she had
like
done it.
I'm like, gotta keep that pin pan strong, dude. Like you gotta smack these kids sometimes. One,
Yeah, I think
the most real quick, the most recent one. Somebody said they purchased this fucking collection box from our consignment. It's fucking huge, huge fucking thing, and we had it in a box, like perfect. And the dude like send it double boxed. My instant response would be, "Go f yourself, dude! Like no shot." And I told my wife, it was like, I texted her, I was like, "Nah,
if it was
like
small, if it was something little,
it's
you
fucking
could that'd be
huge."
really easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge though. It was one of the big old effing one, like the Crown Zenith, like 4 foot long ones, 3 foot long. And I'm like, nah, dude, like we're good. Like, don't do that. And then I get home, she's like, well, I just did it. Like I'm like, holy shit.
How much was
Okay.
shipping?
It's probably like $20, $22. We charge like
Oh,
$32 ship,
oh,
something like that. So
okay.
we
Yeah, I
usually
was
make,
thinking it might
yeah.
have added a bit of weight, but yeah, it was good
No, it
then.
was, yeah, she's on it. But yeah, she's enjoying it. So she's kicking butt.
Solid. Yeah,
Where
I
you
was.
been? Where you been?
Yeah, I mean,
World
it's been
travel,
crazy.
U.S.
I would
traveling.
world traveler. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time studying for the citizenship, naturalization interview, and everything. I went through that process. Got that out of the way, and then I was in Pennsylvania for work, and I was in Maryland for work. Both beautiful states, absolutely gorgeous. Very similar to England. That like countryside, hills, valleys, forest feels like that. Just very, very similar, very reminiscent of where I grew up, but like bigger and better and hotter. Like everything's just better, but similar vibe at the same time. So that was cool. And then whilst I was there, I ripped my left trap, and it was pretty bad
Yeah,
to the point where like I couldn't move for 3 days. It seized up, and it was, of course, it was while I was traveling, so that made the trip really tough. Trying to work, and be that manager, that leadership. While I was going through that, I was in so much pain. It was unbearable. But pushed through, came back, and then it's just been busy for a week or two. It was crazy busy, and then I had to shoot over to Georgia. I went up to Georgia for a couple of days I had a place on the west and a place on the east side, so I had a bit of a triangle drive. I had to go do. And actually, last week, a message saying we couldn't film, couldn't record this last week. I was just at the tail end of a 7.5 hour drive back from Georgia. Then after working all day too, so just never ending. It's just relentless. Yeah, just a lot of long days. I think last week, probably like the first 3 days of the week, I did 40 hours. It's just been, it's insane. So feeling with the business, the craziness. I feel like I've been really out of the hobby the past 3 or 4 weeks. It's been really difficult to keep tabs on everything. How busy things have been. So I'm glad to be chatting some stuff out tonight. I feel like I'm creeping back in a little bit. I feel a little bit out of touch. It doesn't take long, to kind of take your finger off that pulse, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, like you kind of feel like you've missed out on a bunch of stuff. But I'm trying to get back on track. I'm going to be in Oklahoma in a couple of weeks. I got to shoot up there for a new hire. I need to get trained up, and then other than that, I'm rock and rolling. I'm ready to get back to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I am. It's funny you were saying that about the YouTube thing, because I was thinking about it the other day. There's quite a few people that I'm just not seeing. Used to see their videos pop up, and I'm like, yeah, it's just not as prolific, I guess, as it used to be. People just making just a video, like just a 5 minute or 10 minute or something simple. Everything seems like bigger, longer, like more intentional. It's less like just making a quick video kind of thing and sending it out. Like I used to make BS videos about nothing really and just post them, or just go live just for the fun of it. We're not really seeing that anymore. People just randomly going live for the fun of it. When was the last time you saw that? Like, it's not very often we're getting that kind of stuff. So I'm missing that. I'm missing that for sure. That's the stuff I really enjoy, because I feel like this, like the conversational part, you hear different people's takes. There's a bit of humor, you can joke around and stuff, and that for me, that's like where I'm at in the hobby. I know we've talked about it before, so I like it. We have the podcast. Obviously, been listening to some of the podcasts, while I've been driving and stuff, and that's been good. But yeah, just been busy. I'm a citizen now. I'm American.
Woo. Yeah, I think we only announced that during the live. So yeah, this will be the first time for the people that don't watch the live.
Yeah, it's been in 3 weeks. It'll be 13 years since I landed in Chicago and started traveling here, and then ultimately met my wife a few weeks later down in Florida. So it's been a long vacation. It's not a vacation anymore. It's no longer a vacation. Now I'm a citizen.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Here for good. So cheers to that.
Cheers, man. Cheers. My empty water.
The water. Yeah.
I got ice cube, though. I got ice cube. Anyways. All right, into the hobby. And we also have, at the tail end of this, 3-4 different subjects of just world news. We're going to talk about politics, the big, beautiful new bill, all of our favorite things inside of it, how it's going to impact us positively for the next 30 years. And it's going to be fantastic. So be here for that. Any new collection items that you have? You said you've kind of been out of it the last 3-4 weeks. Anything from 5 weeks ago? Because we've only had our last real episode was probably a month ago, and we probably didn't do any collection items then.
Yeah, I've done nothing. Honestly, absolutely nothing. I haven't been with it. In fact, I have dust on everything where it's literally been sat for a month. I haven't even been at this desk this is the
Yep.
first time I've sat here since we did the live stream, and then the video before that. I've just been just haven't been here. I haven't had the time to be able to get in here. So yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't done anything. There's still, I still need to figure out, getting these the Destined Rivals ETB and stuff. There's still some stuff I need to figure out getting. So I'll probably chase in figuring out where those things are at the moment in the next week or so. What about you? You've been selling a little bit on eBay, it sounds like, but have you been buying anything?
Selling I have not stopped buying, grading, and my wife's selling, so she's doing
Yep.
the hard work, in my opinion. But I still collecting. Somebody, who was it? Pole Father. He messaged me. He's like, "You still collect anymore, bitch?" I'm like, he didn't say bitch, but I had to add that in for effect. But yeah, that ain't ever gonna leave. Like you don't just stop. Like you could change different sectors and different things, but when you're a collector, dude, shit don't change. Like that's in your blood forever. But yeah, I'll show you. I showed it during my live stream a couple weeks ago. I bought these, but this was the first ever Beckett
Oh, yeah,
Pokemon
yeah.
book.
Love it.
This is freaking dope, and
Love
it's
it.
just cool. I wanted to have this just to like kind of look back at the prices and stuff, and always wanted like the first one they did, which was really cool. And then the other one was the Duelist magazine, the first Duelist magazine. So the second Duelist magazine was the one that came with the W stamp Pikachu. It was the Jungle edition.
Yep.
So this one didn't come with a Pokemon promo, but this was the first release one that I wanted.
Hmm.
So,
I don't think I have that one.
and it does have like the OG playmat Minty in it, which is
Oh,
freaking
that's
cool.
cool. Yeah, that is cool. That does look crisp too.
I don't think it's been opened. So yeah, I like comics and magazines and all this type of jazz. So I wanted the first one because they talk about it's a like a deck building magazine. It's not so much about prices and stuff, which is cool.
Yep. I have a stack of my like the old OG magazines and stuff from back
Yeah,
then. I think I have the book that's like the walkthrough book for like Pokemon Yellow or something, and yeah, just some random, just the nostalgia stuff that I would read 50 times as a kid. That's
yeah.
awesome. That's a cool purchase.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how your collecting changes over the next couple weeks, months, if any. Get a little extra time, but it's good to also jump out of it sometimes, save some money, like you're not putting it into bullshit that's going to sit on the shelf. So
I am.
cut some grass.
I'm realizing with Disney cards, right, with the little corner.
Yeah,
So if anyone wants to help me out on this, I've had an eBay safe search thing for months on the Robin Hood cards, because I grew up in Sherwood Forest. Like Robin Hood's my guy, right? So I've been trying to get the Robin Hood cards. I got one, at a fairly decent price, and then ever since, there's like nothing cheap at all. Like there's just
yeah,
nothing being posted, and so I'm thinking I just need to buy Lorcana cards and just grade them myself. Just buy the actual cards and grade them, which I haven't done yet. I don't think I've graded any Lorcana that I can think of. Um, Possibly did in that submission, but I don't remember. It wasn't anything for me anyway. And so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to try and find some nice, clean, minty um, Robin Hood cards. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of searching, so that'll be fun. Doing a little bit of sleuthing for the first time in a while, for a specific card, because there's quite a few of them now too. There's quite a few Robin
yeah.
Hood cards. So yeah, I'd like to get a few of those. I think they're pretty cool. And then I'd like to try and get I want to get I have so many Pikachu's. I'd like to get my oak binder filled out a little more too, because I have a bunch of oak cards, but there's a lot that I still don't have. A lot of professor cards, shall I say? I'd like to collect a lot of professors. Oak is obviously the main one. So I want to try and focus on that a little bit too. I want to try and see which ones I can track down because a lot of them are so cheap.
Just
There's
raw.
yeah, just raw binder ones. It's not. It's just the tracking them down and buying them. I just need to go through and just pick them all out and just do it. But put the time in. So that'd be cool. Get a little bit of a little professor binder going on.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Yeah. So obviously the collection's going to continue growing. I don't think that'll ever stop for me. It'll be in and out of different things. Cards. I have cards coming in like wild too. So I also So the other one was I just showed Oak all my Zapdos cards from the new set that I bought for like 4 cents a piece, 5 cents a piece.
Crazy cheap.
I like that card a lot, so it's pretty dope. Up next, the PSA magazine that they're going to start, and it looks freaking nice, dude. I gotta say, compared to like the CGC one, I'm,
Yeah, it looks
I,
very clear.
I kind of like it. It's it's something. It's different, obviously, than the trading card one. They're not abbreviating every effing word on the top left there in the middle. If they abbreviated shit on here, I would have lost it. How big this effing label is.
Yeah.
Um, but I like it a lot. The numbers printed onto it. It's not a sticker like this. It's like a sticker on top of the label.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never really liked that.
These are like
It reminds
almost
me of when CGC used to print a number and it was like wonky. You remember when it like wasn't even
yeah, yeah. It was like
in the
off
spot right?
OC numbers. Yeah,
Oh, my like the nerd in me hates that stuff. I can't. That stresses me out. And this is sharp, clear, straight lines. Very easy on the eyes. You can just focus on the comic. That's a cool one that they graded too. For 9.8.
yeah. I'm got me kind of interested in
Thanos. You're a Thanos fan now?
no, I've never even seen that movie Endgame.
What? Oh my god.
Haven't,
Oh.
dude. Dude, I'm so far behind the Marvel Universe movies. It's not even funny. Like
The
I've
the
seen
pro
the Deadpool's. I've seen all those. That was the most
it's not
recent one.
it's not you though. It's not they released so many. For me, it diluted the whole franchise
Yeah,
completely. Like I've watched most of them, but doing that and then adding so many series too alongside it, just it really did dilute it a lot.
yeah,
But it's Disney, right? Doesn't Disney own it?
yeah. It's all on Disney Plus. So I could watch them all, but
Yeah. So I think it's just Disney trying to milk it for the money, which sucks. But um, yeah, you got to watch it. You got to watch the last two or three of the big ones. That's probably the last of the peak of Marvel, in my opinion. That might be a hot take, actually. I don't think they're ever going to peak like they did from those two or three movies they did.
the Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
I
don't
saw the
think.
first one 2 times in theaters. Like I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think they can get that reaction again. I don't think they're going to get back to that. Not anytime soon, anyway. Because we've
No.
done it. We've seen peak of the characters like doing this stuff. Like how more dramatic can it be than killing half the world? Like how do you beat that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like yeah.
Yep.
So
But yeah. Usually the Marvel world, I'm watching all Deadpool movies, all Spider-Man movies, and there was some Iron Man. I think I would watch an Iron Man movie if it came out. But pretty much those three is what I'm not really going outside of any of that. But so if there's any recommendations, I should must watch. Let me know down below.
Iron Heart is the new series. I just started it the other day. It was a little slow getting going, but also intriguing at the same time.
Yeah,
It's basically a young girl in college, well, like high school or whatever. I always get confused what they are. Yeah. A young girl, teenage girl, and she wants to be Tony Stark. She wants to do what he does but better, and she starts like actually doing it, like making the stuff and doing it. Somehow she's a genius, and she's just got all these tools and equipment and supplies, and she just starts doing it. And that's as far as I got, and it worked through the first episode where it started building that character. But it looks like it'd be pretty good. So if you like Iron Man, I'd recommend that. I'm intrigued to see more episodes. I don't know how many are out yet. I didn't check. I just started watching that first one.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. It reminded me when you were talking about that a guy named Palmer Luckey, who's I don't know if you've heard the name. He's young.
It sounds familiar.
He's a young guy, owns a missile defense company.
Oh, yeah. He's been building some of the like drone type, like the unmanned stuff, right? That he's been doing, which
32-year-old, easily a billionaire. He started
yeah,
the Oculus, like the Rift. He was one of the founders of the Oculus VR systems. Sold that off to, I believe it was Meta, and
yep.
that probably made him a billionaire, if not close. But then took that money and then started probably one of the most ingenious missile defense like artillery companies. Like shit's wild, dude. And he's 32. He's like the
I'm
real life
telling you
Iron
now.
Man.
I'm telling you now. You're not the only person that thinks that's fucking awesome. There is gonna be a movie about him. They're gonna make a movie about it. Like that his story is wild, and his personality. It would be a very entertaining movie. I don't know if you've seen any like interviews or any of the videos of him and stuff. He looks
Yeah.
like a pretty interesting dude too. It looks like it would probably be quite interesting to watch in a movie. I genuinely think that's going to be the new, like social network type one where they're going to make a movie about him, how it all came to fruition.
Yep. And he owns like this mod retro thing also, which is like a retro video game console. Like
Yep.
dude loves Pokemon and it's fucking awesome, dude. What
It's
a
just a
weird
dude. Yeah. It's like one of us.
it's wild times, dude.
But he wants to
Wild
kill terrorists and like literally took steps to make that happen.
Shut her down.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's like selling stuff to the US government. You imagine being so good at what you do, the US government pays you money. Because all they
Yeah.
want to do is take your tax money, right? But imagine you get so good at what you do, they want to give you money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There was a movie with Jonah Hill where they were like arms dealers selling to
Yes.
the government. Oh my god, I love
Yeah.
that movie.
Was it?
Oh,
I want to say Bradley Cooper, but I don't think it was Bradley Cooper. It was the other guy that was in it with him. Um, or was it?
I'm looking it up now.
I
But
don't
man,
remember.
War
That
Dogs.
was War Dogs. That was it, and it was funny.
Oh, Miles Teller. Fuck.
Miles Teller. That was it. Yeah.
I'd go gay for him.
Yeah. Oh, and he knows it. He's a cocky motherfucker too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Miles Teller. I haven't seen him around a while, but he was in that Tom Cruise movie. Anyways. Yeah, go check out Lucky Palmer podcast. Something he was on Impulsive, but the people
Yep.
interviewing me are fucking dumb fucks, so he didn't get a whole lot out of that. But there's a bunch of other ones out there.
It's gonna be a movie. I'm telling you, a super
Oh, for
entertaining
sure,
situation.
certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
coming
don't,
up,
I
making
don't.
the Oculus, selling it to the Meta, starting up probably one of the top missile defense systems companies.
Yeah, I mean, Oculus Rift was like that was really the first like actually produced set, right? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think anyone had really commercially produced them before, where you could like order them and actually get them from like a store or whatever. Um, yeah, I wish I'd have got one actually. That would have been a cool one to keep sealed. That would have been a cool sealed investment. I have a sealed Oculus Rift behind
I
you.
mean, it might be time to buy. I feel like you could probably buy those for the lows.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think people have nostalgia in like their original VR systems because they're not that old yet. But
It's kind of old though. It was a
10 years,
while back.
probably 10 years.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty old. You think about like people buying GTA 5. sealed.
12 years.
No,
Damn, it
crazy
released on my
stuff.
birthday in 2013. Crazy.
No way. Wow, you would have been what? 7? Oh, whippersnapper.
23,
Oh,
22?
22 months.
No, 21, 21. 18
Okay.
in 2009 plus 4, 22, 21. Yeah. Damn.
Mm.
Hot diggity
It's
dog.
and it was. I was gonna say it was a while ago.
Fuck yeah.
It was as I was coming here. I remember it being on the news and people talking about it. That was like the big technology, and I remember them being concerned that they made the technology, but there wasn't any games to play on it because no one had built any games for
Yeah.
it. So it was like if you got no developers behind you, developing that stuff and making it useful, people were a little bit like, "So what do I do with it?" That made me laugh. I remember that.
I don't know. My dad got one of the original ones. I'll have to see if it was the original. I don't remember. But yeah. Hmm.
That's cool.
Interesting stuff. All right, moving on from whatever the fuck how we got down that sidebar. Um, Wada Games. So I recently listened to a podcast. Shout out to Get the Greg Games. What is the name of his podcast? He does on his channel. A piece of shit. I've watched almost every one of them too. Anyways, it's on Get the Greg's YouTube channel. He just uploads a podcast once a week. Video games. And Wada Games is owned by Collectors.
Mhm.
Collectors owns PSA. They're speculating they had the head, I guess the president of, assuming they called her the head of Wada Games on their podcast, and they're talking that there's a lot of discussions about them rebranding it to PSA games, which
Duh.
would be pretty wild because they're definitely not doing it with SGC. But do you think it would
Mm.
be beneficial?
But SGC does what PSA does, right?
Yeah, they grade cards.
And PSA doesn't really do games, do they?
No, they don't. No,
So,
they don't do any games. So yeah, this is their only brand that does games.
so why not steal it?
Why
I
not
think it's a good
rebrand it?
thing. I'm here for it.
I think obviously the brand recognition I think sends it through the roof, going from WADA to PSA. Like you now associate the two. Like oh shit, like my Mickey Mantle card, my Charizard, and my freaking Grand Theft Auto 3 are all graded by PSA. Like I mean, it does kind of, and you can do the magazines too, all the same looking type labels. It does kind of kick you in the nuts. Feels pretty good. So I was just thinking if like, would it be good or bad if they rebranded after being around since 2018?
So, here's the thing. You with the rebrand is it's branding, right? I'm streaming this right now on a Mac Mini. I have an iPad right next to me. I have one in the other room.
Brand
I
whore.
have an iWatch. I have my AirPods. I have my iPhone. Like I'm surrounded by 7 Apple things. Like right now, I have Apple all over the place. People like sticking with brands, sticking with things that work, communicate together. Like G1, look at G1. Yeah. So for me, when I'm thinking about the registry with submissions, with knowing what you're getting. With an Apple, you know what you're getting. You know how you're going to
Dog
know
shit.
how to send a message. But regardless, it's not got all the features Android has. It doesn't have a lot of the capabilities. It is behind on a lot of stuff from Samsung and whatever. Fucking Sony Ericsson from 20 years ago. It's still not got some of that stuff. Like it is like that, but there's consistency. You know what you're getting, and it connects in some way, right? With PSA, you're gonna have one account, you're gonna have one registry, You can hopefully, if what you're talking about is rebranding it to PSA, you could have your comics in there, you could have your cards in there, you can have your games in there. I mean, the world's your oyster. I get it, and people like that. I really do think that's one of probably Apple's biggest successes. They didn't just stop with iPods and iPhones. They launched everything else to connect the world. In all those other ways. It's branding. The brand is like so huge right now. And PSA, when you think of a graded card, and when you talk with other people about graded cards, they think of PSA. PSA is the one that they think of. It's the
Well,
standard.
yeah, Wada is in everyone's eyes the gold
No,
standard.
no, it's not. It's not. I vehemently disagree about that. Most people don't even know what it is. And I tell you, 99.9% people have no idea it's connected to any other company or owned by
No,
any other company.
I agree with what you just said, but I think
Zero branding.
versus VGA and versus CGC games,
Right.
I feel like it holds the market share above the other two. So it is kind of number one. So it's kind of a risk. I feel like if they do change it to PSA, because you're kind of like, well, we're kind of number one. Let's try this and see if we don't f ourselves.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the risk because it could 5x it, or it could kick him in the dick, and that wouldn't feel good. But
Do you remember Instagram pre
never heard of it.
Facebook?
What
Do
did
you
you say?
remember pre Facebook when you would scroll and everything would just be in like tiles? It was like little squares, and then you'd click on the one you wanted to
I don't think
see.
I touched Instagram until
Until
just before
Facebook,
COVID.
a big brand bought it, made it explosively huge. This for me is the hobby version of that. It's Facebook buying Instagram.
When did that
Insta-
happen?
Instagram was
2012.
great. They were the number one at what they do. They were absolutely fantastic to the point where I think when Facebook bought Instagram, I may be misquoting it. I think it was the biggest ever company purchase in that industry in existence ever. I think he paid like 4 billion or something for Instagram.
1.2 billion. I
One
just
point
looked it
two.
up.
Okay, so I'm nowhere near, but still like absolutely huge, and it was like the biggest purchase ever, all over the news, huge. And because Facebook was behind it, their branding and the few changes that they made to make it more socially interactive and not just people posting pictures in tiles absolutely exploded it. This for me is the same thing. Like if PSA, excuse me, starts doing comics, start doing games, the iWatch, the Apple phone, the iPad, the Mac Mini, the laptop, like all the other stuff, like that's what everyone's going to buy. Like that's what's available. You can log in, you can do it, you can buy it. You know what it is. It's probably real if you're buying that and it's in a graded PSA slab. The fakes aren't that good. There isn't that many of them really. People like that security.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess CGC is already doing that, right? So they have the video games, they have the cards, all with the blue labels.
And look how much bigger they are than they have. They're bigger now than ever before.
Yeah,
Huge, absolutely huge company owned by BlackRock.
yeah, interesting. No, I think it makes sense for them to rebrand it. I think that would help for sure.
They're
That'd
gonna
be
lose
crazy.
people. They'll lose people for
Yeah,
sure. People
well,
will be
I
like,
don't know, just because it is still collectors, right? But yeah, there people will be salty as fuck. They're like, oh my, because there's people that really like the really old holders, and they upgraded to new holders, and they got all salty and butthurt.
"Yep," and I mean, they have
Yeah,
water slabs, and now water doesn't exist anymore. Like, what the
old.
hell? What the hell? People are, yeah. I mean, it would be there'd be a lot of backlash for sure. But long term, I think it makes so much sense as a business.
Yeah, yep. Instagram's worth about $100 billion now, but a swift little 100x in 12 years.
Unreal. Like
BlackRock is doing well.
best decision. Honestly, that purchase for me, that the way he did that, because he bought something that was he didn't do any of the work. He just bought it and then made some changes. Like you say, pretty significant increase in cash, right, in revenue, and then obviously all the money is made in the past 10 years or so from it, because it started monetize. It wasn't monetized. It started monetizing it pretty quickly. It wasn't too long after. Made absolute killing. That for me was a better business decision than the Facebook. And
Yeah.
Facebook is, I mean, it's the biggest thing in the world ever. And I think the Instagram business decision was probably the smartest thing he's ever done. Not like the whole Meta situation. God, his online craziness that is, he just fired like a bunch more people. Yeah, big failure there. Anyway, what else did we have here? We had some gem rate data we wanted to dive into. Did you say you wanted to show the numbers on
Yes,
screen? Yeah. Whew.
that's tiny. So this is just from 2021 through 2025, number of cards graded by month. And as you can see, we are in 2021 looking at 500,000 a month, call it, and we're approaching 2 million a month
Yeah.
total graded cards across the world.
Yeah.
Different
Over
grading companies.
3x.
4 years. That's nuts.
That's a lot of plastic floating around out there.
Shit. Holy
People's
shit.
people's desks. Wow. That is, for me, all those green bars all together there, that symbolizes to me an industry, not a hobby.
Oh,
I
for
feel like
sure.
I feel like we're an industry now. Like this is a thing.
Yeah. I think it's clear seeing what Fanatics Fest is and what that's going to become and just all of this. Yeah, 100%. This is like CollectCon. They're making tons of money. Shit ain't going away anytime soon unless COVID comes back. But yeah,
Yep. Wow.
this is us. This is it. Buckle the fuck up. Which is why crazy price on cards. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, just seeing this, I wanted to see just to show like from the last boom, literally 2021 was like the tail end of the boom. And as that we were booming. 2021, like we were booming. Shut down PSA, all sorts of different shit, right? So yeah, crazy how far it's come. That's probably some of the reason why it is so low is the freaking coming off of the shutdown, but yeah, it's still
Ugh,
fantastic. In addition to that,
it's
not
nuts.
this category trends. This
Mm.
is all the things graded in the last 7 days. This big chunk, trading cards. Trading cards is call it 67% of the entire hobby for cards being graded. Football's this ugly ass blue. Baseball's this ugly ass shit brown. Basketball's this fucking Detroit Lions blue, and everything else.
When does I need to lean on your expertise for this on the sports side of stuff. When does the next speculating period happen for a sport?
Football cards release before the season, so in the summer usually the new sets start dropping for football. I don't think they're out yet. So I
It's
want
not
to say
right now.
August.
Like we don't have anything right now that we're speculating on, right? So
No.
that's, I would imagine with our currently stated is that might be a little part of it.
Well, yeah. So like the rookie cards, because of the NIL rules, there's a lot of college sports cards released officially
Mm.
now. So those are kind of muddying the rookie card shenanigans up a little bit. But yeah, so football, which is usually the biggest category for sports, and is even now without the new releases out, I don't think yet, but usually people aren't speculating, and that's not popping off until the new sets come out and people start speculating on the rookie quarterbacks, hoping that they don't break a
Yeah, I
leg.
mean,
So
some of it might just have been people this season that were good that they think might have a really good season next season. It could be that too, I guess. I know that happens a little bit with the
yeah,
soccer side of stuff. They think someone's now coming up and becoming a bit of a rising star. They end up getting a really big contract or whatever. In the next season, and things start to really take off. So not necessarily rookie, but like on their way up almost in that sense.
yep, yep.
So it could be a little bit of that, but it's interesting to see the stuff on the bottom end too included, like wrestling is like right next to hockey. Like wrestling cards that never used to be that big and great. I mean, it's always been a thing for a while, but like I
Yeah,
feel like that's been a lot bigger lately. And in my mind, I think it's because of the girls. It's because I like Livy and whatever. It's a lot of the girl side of stuff because they've been doing a lot of cards.
yep,
With like the pictures and stuff. Basically, wrestling waifu type situation. And I think they're doing well. A lot of people collect that. So that always makes me laugh because it is cool. I just love wrestling. I used to be obsessed with it. Packs. Yeah, it's quite a big variation there. I'd be super curious to see what the numbers really look like for like the comics and magazines and games and stuff if PSA start doing that stuff. Because I still think even with them doing it, I feel like the volume's got to be pretty low.
yeah,
It can't be that high. I don't know how high or how low it would be, but I don't think it would be that many. I've never submitted a game, for grading.
yeah. It's fantastic. Do recommend.
Yeah.
In addition, lastly, on the gem rate, shout out gem rate for the numbers. This was the first half of 2025 total graded cards, and also the year to date change year over year from 2024. Hot damn, hot damn. So CGC about 1/4 of what PSA has done. That's been pretty standard for the last few years, if my memory serves me right. They've been every month they grade about 1/4 of what PSA has done for perpetually for what I can remember. Um, SGC basically no change, so obviously collectors isn't pumping too much marketing and stuff into that. Makes sense. And Beckett, an impressive 0% increase or decrease. That's consistent, bro. Like they know the amount of money they want to get every year, and they're gonna go grade the same amount of cards and not change. It's impressive.
That's really the only one that surprises me. The other ones I think make a lot of sense, but the Beckett one, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? Right? Like
Yeah,
that to me, 0% doesn't mean they're staying flat to me. That means they're dying. It means they're on their way out. When you think of business, it's 2025. It's dog eat dog.
yeah.
You can't flatline at this point in civilization right now.
If you got competition showing an 18% and 102% gain,
I mean,
you're fired. It's just good.
yeah, you're done.
Yeah, you being the director of sales walking into that office, hey, why aren't our numbers up, bro? CGC's up 102%, and they fucking got wrecked for millions of dollars. Giant
You just can't
public cake.
justify it. Yeah, can't justify
And
it.
yeah,
Scary. But
Becky piece of shit.
so this is the first 2 quarters of this year versus last year,
Yep.
and we're talking over 12 million slabs.
Yep.
That's a freaking lot of slabs.
Yeah, 12 million in 2025.
That is, let's break that down. That is enough slabs made in these first 6 months to give 1 in 30-ish people a slab in the
Yeah.
whole of the US. 1 in 30 people could have a PSA, CGC, or SCC slab just this
Yeah.
year.
But there's still people out there that have no clue what a graded card is. Tons of them. Like people my age, they're like, "What? What?" And it still blows my mind, kind of.
I think you'd be surprised if anyone even knows what Lorcana, Metazoo,
Oh
One
yeah,
Piece,
no
Yu-Gi-Oh,
shot.
like Pokemon is. I mean, everyone knows. You could just say Pikachu, and they would know what Pokemon is. Like that's just
Yeah,
everywhere. Always,
people know that name. Yeah,
it's just part of the world. It's literally at this point. But that stuff, oh my god, no way. There's no way 1 in 30 people would know. I
what a
feel like
graded.
one. I feel like 1 in 30 people are probably like retired, right? Probably more than that, even. This is a crazy thought. There's that many slabs. I think that goes to show or whatever, just how many we buy and hoard, and like how many we have in our
Yeah,
collections. Because that's
yeah.
an insane amount of number for a hobby that doesn't feel that big, but like apparently is.
What's your slab count instead of body count? What's your slab count?
I probably only have like 100 at the moment. I don't. I don't think I'm well into 3 digits. I think I'm probably just creeping into 3 digits. I've done pretty well at selling. The first half of the year, I cleared out a lot of slabs, a lot, of
100
stuff.
still a lot. Damn. Okay.
It's mostly my sentimental stuff. So it's stuff that I've bought, collection piece stuff that I've bought, where it's been Oaks, Pikachu's, Shields, One Piece, like some of the stuff I bought for collections. And then the other stuff is stuff that I've either bought or been gifted from other YouTubers or Discord people that I've had signed. I have a whole box just full of those. It's all like sentimental stuff. Nothing. I don't have anything really listed. I've sold everything that I wanted to sell. This is just my stuff that's
Yeah.
left. I need to replenish. I need to grade and sell some stuff. But yeah, not that many. Not as many as I should have.
Yeah.
How many I want? There's probably 1,000 that I want.
Same.
I could sit on eBay every day and find something I want to buy every single day
Yeah.
for
I can
years.
get in trouble quick.
It's so easy, and that's what I remember you saying about the PWCC streams. It's so easy to want to bid on that stuff. Just a couple of clicks. Oh my god, I want that. Oh my god, I need that. That's the deal, and it really is. And you got to fight hard to be like,
Yeah.
I don't need this, or stick with a budget or an allocation or whatever. It's it's tough when your heart overrides your brain a little bit on those things. I've been good. I've been smart lately.
I envy you. Yeah, doing the live streams on Sundays is not that great for that reason sometimes because I'm constantly looking at it. Even
Yep.
if I sell myself, I'm just gonna cover the news today. I'm just gonna go through the what's selling, and then I'll search for some things that I like, and then I find the things that I like, and then I'm like, son
It's
of a
right there.
bitch, what did I do?
Hmm.
Here I am.
Do you miss the
Anyway,
PWCC stuff?
do I what?
Do you miss the PWCC side of stuff? Like going
No.
through it right before? No.
Oh, I mean, I still do it
But I mean,
quite a bit.
on the live, because I miss you doing the live stream of it and me looking at it while you're looking at it. because I would like follow along on my computer while you were doing it.
Yeah.
And buy stuff that I shouldn't while I was listening to you talk about things.
Yeah. Yeah. I still do quite a bit. I start with the Z&G auctions and then I fall into the Fanatics auctions at the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
But
fun.
you primarily looking at the sold to start with, though, with
All Z&G's all sold because the
Z&Gs.
auction ends before I go live. But the Fanatics one, usually when I click into it, the extended bidding is just starting.
Right, but you used to start before. You used to go through
Oh yeah.
stuff
Oh yeah.
before. It was the whole thing. Is
Yep.
once like I'd be looking through as you were looking through and talking about
Yeah. Yeah.
things
Yeah. Yeah.
and buying it. So it's like, yeah, like you're looking at stuff towards the end of the stream.
Yeah.
But I think what got me in trouble, not in trouble, but like I was buying shit like I probably shouldn't have been buying. But also bought some fun stuff that I did want to buy and I would have never bought before at really good prices. Is that I'd be going through looking for a while beforehand, and then it's like a 3 hour process. Spend the whole evening doing it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah. Our boys over at eBay. Shout out to them, mother effers. eBay extended bidding.
Yeah, we moved into that easily with that, right? Yeah,
It's
sounds
being
familiar.
trialed on trading cards. Get fisted, boys. Get fisted. No more using your. I don't know. I don't think it's for everything yet. It's just they're trialing it like they do the automatic payments and shit on auctions. That hasn't fully happened and been integrated, but it happens randomly on different things. I don't get it. But yeah, so they're going to do extended bidding on eBay. If a bid's placed in the last 2 minutes, it'll bump it out another 2 minutes. And welcome to hell. No,
It just it, for me that isn't an eBay auction anymore.
I
It
know.
did, that just isn't what an eBay auction is. That's not
Fucking
how.
golden. Golden auctions.
Like it just isn't right. Like the whole point we're using eBay is that you know exactly what it's going to finish. You throw your bid in early, throw it in late, whatever. You know what you've got. And now it's like you have an unknown potential thing going on at the end of the bidding that you never had. I don't love it. I don't love it.
I know. That eBay was like our.
I
It
don't
was
love
the
it.
baby. It was our baby, man. They're like everyone else does extended bidding. Golden, Fanatics, all that alt. Even though I don't like theirs kind of sus.
I haven't used those actually. I haven't done it on there yet.
Super sus. If you don't know how it works, I'll just explain it real quick. So, say there's 500 items in an alt auction. I'm watching this item and no bids happen on it for 30 minutes. We're in extended bidding. Somebody bids on a different card and it will extend the card I'm watching. So, if somebody places a bid anywhere in the auction, it extends every other card.
Yeah,
Dog shit.
someone fucked up the code. That's a dev
No,
issue and a QA
no,
issue because that
that
shouldn't be happening.
that's brain damage issue is what that is.
God, that's ridiculous.
Um. Anyways, that exists. And so yeah, I'm not excited about it. I get it. It makes sense. Like it's gonna help pro, make people get their highest bid in, and less sniping is gonna happen because that happens.
That's the point.
I know. I know.
That's what
It hurt.
EV is.
They like money though. Cash is
Uh,
green.
that's all it is. Is the one. I do think it's a little bit of like, yeah, you'll make more money because you're gonna have probably more bids at the end, right? You're gonna raise prices in that sense. But like, I'm I'm gonna be more hesitant to bid the same way.
Yeah.
So it may not end up even getting higher because I'm probably going to do a lower. I'm probably not
Max
going to
bid.
bid as high or whatever. If I know there's a potential to bid higher, if I have to at the end with extended bidding, like I'm going to be more reserved at the beginning. So for me, I think they're just it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. I really don't think it makes that much sense. All it's doing is making the user experience more negative for me.
Yep.
It just seems dumb in my mind. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just ignorant to some of the more positives. Maybe I need to read more into what the positives are for it. But at first glance, it just seems silly.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if any of the Z&G auctions, when I watch them on Sunday, will be not ended and
Yeah.
extended and extended and extended. Like,
Wait, when does it go live? I don't think I saw the date of when it was going to kick off.
I don't think I saw a date either. I just saw they said they were trialing it. So I'm sure there's just,
Oh, so
they're
you're
just,
saying you might see one or two
yeah.
being trialed? Yeah. Okay. I was
Because
gonna
I
say I
feel
don't
like,
think I saw it. There was no like we're gonna do this exact type category or something to try and run with it. Yeah, maybe they'll just some of the
yeah,
some of the more common bidders. Maybe they'll trial it with.
yep.
Who knows?
Am I lagging?
You did a little bit, but you good. You back. Oh,
For whatever reason, when I went to go pull this up, it started lagging pretty hard. But wanted to
yeah,
show
yeah.
this Mr. Pika here. Not
It's not
Pikachu,
real.
Mr. Raichu here.
It's not real though, is it?
Shout out to Cam B8s for the Instagram story. Big day, 30-year-olds globally. This was
Hell
his
yeah.
rip from his Instagram story. Shout out the GOAT Cameron. Pre-release Raichu graded by PSA after all of the sharding on CGC for grading such a card.
uh,
Absolutely dragged through the mud, and now we have
but
Praise Jesus
it's not real
graded
though.
by the sport company themselves.
It's not real. It doesn't exist. It's a myth.
There it is. There
It's
it is.
AI. This is AI. This is fake news from the legacy media.
Yeah. I feel bad for the people getting in the hobby in the last few months because they're like, the pre-release Raichu is like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Like, yes, Rusty has a graded one, PSA's a graded one. Who gives a fuck? That's pretty much the way they treat this in their brain.
No idea.
And
They have
versus
no
like
idea.
me coming in 2005, like there was a couple like photos you could have seen inside of different things, but
Wasn't real.
yeah,
The
was you're like, yeah,
in our heads, it was never real. It was the holy grail. Like
yeah.
it should exist. It's out there somewhere, but like no one really has it. Like it's not in
And
the real world. And then
I,
boom,
yep, I
here we
didn't
go.
start believing it at all until Echo Based Collectibles started making YouTube videos, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw that shit when I was fucking pounding these kids in Pokemon tournaments." And old boy says he had one, showed me some, I don't know, some shit like that. But yeah, I'm like, oh shit,
He could tell me that he bought an alligator and rode it to Texas, and I would believe him.
yeah,
Like he could tell me anything, and I would believe that guy.
yeah, this motherfucker I wouldn't try to fuck with. So yeah, I'd believe anything he said too.
He's awesome. He's so awesome. He's not making videos anymore too because he's goddamn live stream selling. Oh, you that's what it is. That's the problem. Oh, you
Yeah,
MF, you're all selling and building businesses and building careers and thinking about your future instead of thinking about me listening in my lonely self at my desk. How dare you? You should be making free YouTube content for me.
yeah. I feel
All
like
of
we're
you,
gonna get a
all
lot
you
less beer
guys.
clocks now. Bierski's full time Pokemon, so it's gonna be dark.
PK, yep. Bisky. Who else we got? We got BB, Chef, Walrus,
Java, we're gonna
Mason,
get.
Java.
I feel like we're gonna get
Everyone's.
less Java content, even though like it feels like fucking awesome content the when we get it.
I
Like
don't know how
there's
he's been cranking out videos and doing stuff, even with the shop and all the craziness he's been dealing with. And
dude's
a
a madman.
very busy month. he must have done a lot of hours this past month, like a
He's
lot.
busy.
That it's not sustainable. I really hope he takes time to like have a glass of wine and have a bath with a candle or something. Like he's got to make sure he has some
Should live
Java
stream that.
time.
Fuck it.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
Fucking
I'm like,
candle lit, just laying
you
in his
better
bath full of money. God damn.
you better be listening, Mister T.
That'd be lit. That'd be lit. Anyways, pre-release Raichu, wild to see it graded by PSA, man. I'm shocked. Again, like I think Rattle made a video on it. I watched it, and yeah, it's strange that they're not releasing tons of information because that's what CGC gets dragged through the mud for, right? Like there's not enough info when they grade this type of shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he's skeptical of every grading company. Obviously, I haven't actually watched that. I have it in my watch later. I have probably about 10
Couple of
videos
videos in there.
in my watch later. A couple of what?
Couple of videos inside of your watch later right now.
Yeah, I have like probably 10 or 12 sitting there right now, and that is one of them. I did see that one. And I didn't finish Jarvis actually about his first month. I watched like the first 5 minutes, and I got pulled into a call. I was trying to listen while I was doing my reporting the other day. Yeah, there's a few there that I want to get to, and that I want to hear Rattle's take because I almost like that he doesn't trust any grading company. Like he doesn't buy it. He's not a fan. He doesn't get excited about it and stuff. I
Yeah,
feel like it gives not an objective opinion, but like maybe a less of like a swayed
yeah.
opinion.
It's
Because
more like convince me, bro. Like, but you're
yeah,
not.
because it's not like PSA only or CDC only. It's like I don't like any of you fuckers. Like I'm just gonna look at I'm just gonna talk about what I see and what I think, kind of thing. And I appreciate that. I like that about it. So yeah, I've got him saved on that one. Um, hmm. I gotta say, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this isn't real.
What
I didn't
Beyblade
believe
back in the day or this one?
this one, the PSA one. I thought it was fake. I thought it was a fake picture.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Wait,
Not the
what?
card was fake. Like I literally thought someone made it up. Like that the PSA hadn't actually done it. I thought it was a fake story. Not looking at you, Cam, Mr. Cammy.
I think it's so weird. Also, that PSA can just post a picture of the card with the cert number. Now, the dude
What?
that has this hundred
Oh,
thousand plus dollar card is kind of like at risk of
yeah,
fakes with copied certs because PSA is like just graded, bitch. Here it is. Kind of weird.
yeah,
I think they should blur out their cert numbers, especially when they're putting up big shit like this.
yeah. That is interesting, actually. Um, can you? I'm trying to remember if you can pull cert number from someone's registry. I don't think it shows externally. I think it shows internally for you.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'd be another way that they could pull that. But yeah, that is interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe it's someone. Wait, do we know who owns it? We don't know who owns it, right?
I don't
Maybe
personally know.
maybe it's someone at PSA.
Not that deep into the hobby.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, could have been. Probably this guy that was authenticating all those fake autographs that are in PSA slabs. Okay.
Maybe it's Rusty.
Doubtful.
Maybe he went for the double. This
No.
one, what
Go
the
ahead.
hell is going on with this? What? Where did this come from? I saw this and I was like, hold up. How is it 2025 and this is just coming to light? Someone just found this in their sock drawer. we had all these booms, everyone in the world talking about Pokemon cards and rare stuff and crazy stuff and all these huge biggest sales ever, and then suddenly in June 2025, someone pops out with a 5-piece Proto Stories.
Pretty
How?
dope. You've seen
Insane.
the graded ones of these sell, right?
The single.
Yeah, it sold for like 300 grand or some shit way back
Yeah,
2 years ago.
this is the first. I mean, this is the first one of these, though, right? I don't remember seeing a strip before.
First 5 card strip, but I've definitely seen like full, bigger uncut sheets that have these towards the bottom as like a onesie twosie. I don't think it was 5 cards
With
though.
a,
I thought it was like 2 cards.
yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't a 5 card strip at the bottom, though, right?
Yeah, it was like all Magic cards and like a couple Blastoise at the bottom, from what I
Just a couple
remember.
of like just testing it. This is like intentional,
Yeah,
bizarre.
still got Magic backs, but yeah, it's still 45 grand, dude. Would you rather this or PSA 10 Gold Star Charizard that just sold for 44 racks through Kanto Shark?
This honestly all day. No one's ever gonna have this.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking dope. And you could just cut it and grade 5 of them. I think you're going to do pretty fucking good.
This is why your wife is busy.
Yep.
You're hustling, man. You're a hustler.
Yep. I'd call up
But
my boy Sean, get these boys cut up real nice, like Edward Scissorhands, slap that bitch in some plastic, and game over.
so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, that's fucking cool. Like that would be badass in a frame on my wall. That's how I'm looking at it. I think that would be a really cool collection piece. Talking point. I can't believe it only went for 45 grand for what that is. That seems unreal.
It's pretty dope.
I feel like it was, what's the phrase? Slept on. I feel like people just didn't see it.
That'd be a cool piece. Just to, like, that would definitely go into a frame. If I'm not cutting them out to grade them individually at CGC, it's getting framed.
Right. Framing. Custom frame for sure. Yep.
It hurts though putting it into a frame because you can't see the magic backs or something. Like
Well, you could do one of those like acrylic like sleeve type situations. I don't know.
know what I would do? I'd make
I
it
mean,
symmetrical. I'd cut the 2 off on the right, flip them, and then mount it.
hmm.
Yep. 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 I don't think that decreases the value at all, to be honest, because there's somebody else already cut this bitch up pretty good.
Well, okay, so would it though? Like if you cut these up and sold them singly, I think you'd make more than 45,
Yes, I would agree. 10 grand
right?
a piece, 11 grand a piece.
Because even if 45 grand cuts out a lot of potential buyers, but
Yeah.
10, 15 grand for one, maybe 20 even, honestly, there's a lot more people I would think that are more willing to put the big money into something like that. 'Cause you're essentially buying the same thing. Whether it's 105, you still own the Proto Stores. Why not
Yeah.
throw 10, 15 grand at it instead of 45? What the hell is that? My camera just started falling. Yeah, crazy.
What do they call this thing?
Um,
Okay, here it is. So I was just looking at some past sales.
Cinco Stoys.
Damn. So originally sold for 360K January 17th, 2021.
God,
Sold again in a lesser grade, a 6.5 instead of an 8.5 later in 2021 for 216K. Later again for 216K. 2022 sold for 162K. The 5 card strip sold for 45K.
unreal.
Damn. is that really the only sales for that card? Like all of those sold for like healthy ass amount. And
I don't.
because they didn't take the time to put it in a slab, they got fucking cooked. Wow.
I feel like that. I only. How many did you say sold?
That was like 4 or 5.
I don't remember two. I don't think I remember that many.
360 grand, 216 in November of 21, July of 21 sold for 216 again. Another 7 point, these are all different grades. 7.5 sold for 162. And literally, that's it for those proto
Yeah,
choices.
I think I
Besides
only
the five
remember.
card set, I think.
I feel like I only remember the first couple selling.
Yeah, that's it. There's no other proto stoys with the magic backs that sold on Heritage. That dude
But
did
then
well.
you see this. Like this for me just tells me like, I mean, one could just appear at any point now, right? They're not as unique as we think. The strip of
Yeah.
5 can suddenly drop.
Yep.
There's 10 of them floating out there that we're aware of. What if someone has a sheet of them?
Yeah.
Like anything's possible. If a strip of 5 could suddenly drop in 2025 after all those years, who's to say anything else could drop? I don't know. What would
Pretty
you wish
wild,
to?
man.
I think at this point.
Pretty wild. All right, we still got a few topics left off roughly 14 minutes of our time. What do you want to jump into? I think we can skip this next one, number 11. It's up to you. Unless you got something good there. I'd say
No.
almost we can jump into the fun stuff if you want.
Yeah. All right. So I see tariffs on there.
What's that?
That's been a pretty hot button topic for a little while now. It's been a point of conversation. I was listening to him talk this morning while I was getting ready for work, and he was saying people were asking him if some of the tariffs were going to be permanent or if they were like right now to like try and use as leverage or I don't know, whatever. They were just trying to figure out like is he doing this as a permanent thing? And he was like, basically, it's like, don't worry about it. Like, why are you even worried about that? Like, we've got bigger fish to fry, kind of thing. But this is possible, that's possible. Who knows? Like, anything's possible, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And he has been like that because if someone's willing to negotiate or change, like he's not unwavering, right? With a lot of his stuff, like he is willing to adapt, do business. He literally wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. Like he wants to make deals, and that is the tariffs is what he's using as leverage for making deals. It hurts, it stings, seems to work in that sense, but I can tell you, it's going to change prices of some stuff. Like I think everyone's aware of that. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting, not just for them but for us. In a lot of different ways. And I'm not an expert. Like I studied economy, in that semester I did at college, and it was interesting and stuff. But you got to have purpose. And
Yeah.
like he was saying, so we have a pretty significant deficit with like the EU, for instance. With Europe, I think he mentioned like 330 billion or somewhere around there deficit. Like that's a problem. If they're selling that much stuff to Americans from Europe, I don't know. I'm guessing like wines, foods, like
Cars,
luxury
BMWs.
goods, BMWs. Yeah, there's like a lot. Mercedes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which ones are made here or put together here, or, in pots, whatever. But I know a lot of them are constructed over there, shipped over, and a big business. And we're not really selling much that way. It seems like to
Yeah.
have that much of a deficit, like that's a real problem because that's billions and billions of dollars every single month leaving the US. We need that to be here and keep circulating around, keep because that means that can't be taxed anymore. Or if it's spent here, it's taxed, and the money goes back into the economy, back into into the country, back into the people. You need the money to stick and stay around in the country. And EU is a good example. From if his numbers are accurate, of like we probably need to do some kind of tariff. We need some kind of deal, some kind of whatever to get things circulating a little bit better, even the playing field. Whether that's stopping money going there or having more money come here, from there kind of thing. But you look at like Jaguar, right? British company, and they sold. I know you. I mean, you're a car guy. You're in this field, but
Yep.
they. I think they sold like 47 cars in Europe in April. Like everyone's abandoning them because they're doing this whole like woke movement and stuff. They did a whole different like campaign over there, promoting a lot of the woke culture, and people don't want that. Like Jaguar's like completely shot itself in the foot. So that's the kind of stuff where the US needs to step up and be like, we got this, we can do this instead of doing like dumbass weird vehicles. We need to do vehicles like people want to feel confident and good to drive, feel
Yeah.
pride of driving. Like people feel good driving a Jag. People don't feel that good driving a Ultima. It's not the same experience, right? So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, that's cars specifically, but the tariffs I think affect pretty much every industry. There's everything goes back and forth. I'm curious on if like how much will change this time, like next year, for instance. What's going to be the impact if they do change, don't change? What companies are going to be willing to do business? China is the big one that sells a lot of stuff to the US. They're definitely a big trade player in that sense. Um, they would be a big impact for sure. The problem with China, too, which is interesting, is a lot of their labor isn't really cheap anymore. It used to be a case of you could pay 5 year olds, 10 year olds, or whatever to like make things in a sweatshop. That really isn't a thing as much anymore. That's more like India and Pakistan, Indonesia, like Malaysia. There's a lot of those other like Asian countries have kind of taken the reins there with that. So actually, a lot of production is shifting away from China and some of those things. It's cheaper for like real basic stuff that don't require skill, expertise, technology, that kind of stuff. It's moving away. So he needs to be focusing on the world, not just on like China and EU and Canada, with these tariffs. I think it's all pretty interesting. That
Yeah.
stuff definitely interests me a lot. I try to keep tabs on it. I know I talked a lot there, but what's your takes? What's your thoughts? Where were you on it?
Is taking a lot of my real life job time dealing with
Yep.
tariffs. So we buy 5% of our business comes from Germany and Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
And we are paying
It's a big
50
chunk.
what?
It's a big chunk. 5%.
50% is our tariff on those items we buy. And that's a lot of freaking
From
dough.
both
Both locations,
locations.
same amount.
50. Wow.
50% for both. So I'm in the middle of this tomorrow sending emails to a handful of our customers, roughly 15 customers, telling them we are not going to be shipping you parts unless you give us some relief from the tariffs. And a lot of these major companies, Stellantis or Fiat Chrysler, Ford, GM, they have like a program built in where it they do give you relief on this. Like the price of the car is going to go up big time. Like from this, like it's going to happen because
Yeah.
they're taking some of that impact away from us, which is huge to be able to do that. But a lot of these other smaller companies are just kind of ghosting, and it's a fucking shit show. But I do agree. Going back to what you're saying, like it's cool, like using them as chess pieces, kind of just like the back and forth, using them as negotiation tactics and all these different things. It's pretty wild to see.
Yeah.
Never
It can hurt.
really, yeah, I've never really paid much attention to them. They've always existed. There's been tariffs on actual vehicles coming from China, which is why we don't really sell any of those vehicles here because they're so cheap and it would wreck our markets
Yeah.
hugely. Instead, you can go to Mexico and buy one for the lows. But it's yeah. Um, it's crazy, man. I hate it how it's affecting my actual job, and I'm inside of tariff codes and border documents right now, and it's awful. I'm ready for this to be done. Ready for it to be back to where it was 6 months ago. It would be nice. Not even thinking the Pokemon side, zero impact to me from that. Really, no impact. I don't play in the Japanese cards. I don't buy off those sites off
Yep.
Buy or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm not bluffing with that either. For me, what you're saying, like I'm intrigued because I know a lot of Trump's goal with it is like two-sided. The one side is to make more money from other countries, like to help with the you know which money is going which way. So the trade deficit in that sense. So we want money positive on our end, but also we want money to be made, generated, spent here too, and cycle within here. So he wants that stuff to be made here, even though we can make money and bring money in. Like we need parts made here, right? Is there any talks about that? Like, are you guys searching for a manufacturer that could do the same thing here at a price lower than the current price plus 50% tariff?
yep, yeah, 100%. We're looking hard at localizing these products and making them in our plant here in Michigan. So, but it's not fast enough. Like that's
No, that
16
can't be
weeks,
quick.
20
Yeah,
weeks to start making a part at production quantities. So
yeah.
the tariffs might be done by then, and
Yep.
who
You
knows?
well, you spent all that money on like the R&D, the CAD, the CAM, the trial in it, making QA
Yeah,
checks, testing, safety, all the rest. Yeah, there's like, I mean, I don't know your industry. You probably speak to more than me, but there's got to be so many steps before you even get that, you even get one, right? There's got to be so many
yep,
people it goes through. That's got to be expensive to get it. That's probably the biggest expense, right? Is to get not the making it, but the actual getting to the point where you can make it. I would imagine
yeah. It's
an
actually not.
investment.
Yeah, it's probably like 25 grand, which isn't too bad, um, to be honest, to localize it. But the reason we haven't localized these ones is because they were smaller runners and it didn't really make sense to. So we were just kind of keeping on instead of tooling it
Like
up here and running really small
lower
quantities.
volume, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, instead of running these really low volume jobs, onesie twosies, we were like, we'll just keep buying them from overseas. Tariffs will never happen. And then bam. Um, so yep, here we are. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, in the next, if I had to put a timeline on it, it should be like we should have something closing out in like 2 months,
You think?
3 months. I would hope so,
Hmm.
dude. At that point, you might as well just threaten to bomb a hospital or something. God damn, like something else to get the job done. What the?
It seems extreme. And the other problem is, I mean, obviously, I was saying like, can you just make it here? Get production up and running here, make that big investment and start dropping them. It's not going to work with low volume. So then you're at the point like, okay, can we find a different country with a lower tariff? But he slapped them on every country. They're literally everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's escaped them. No one that could make anything, that's doing any kind of like trade. So yeah, I don't know. I see it. I see the point on both sides. I think politically, I fall very in the middle on pretty much every party and everything I've ever heard. Like I can always see both sides. I don't feel very strongly on any side. Um, and this one, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I know you got the comment here talk about the Texas flood too. God,
yeah,
I hope we do something about that. As a government and like statewide, I hope the state really gets the support they need because I saw those videos and it was like something from a horror movie. Like it didn't even look real.
yeah. Going through a girls' camp, I think it said 111 dead, 2 dozen roughly still missing as of a day ago. Just
Ugh, gives me a lump in my throat.
yeah. you send your kids to camp, and then it's wild, dude. 26 feet surge in 45 minutes is insane.
Yeah, mom was at a drama camp a couple of weeks ago, and she's going to be at a camp in a couple of weeks, and it's like, it's just hell. That's hell, right? Like, there's just nothing worse.
Yeah, I couldn't. It makes me almost want microchips. You know what the fuck? That shit.
Yeah.
That would fucking. I'd be wrecked. Holy, shout out! Like, just hope everyone's.
Who do we know in Texas? Basic. Who's in Texas?
Yeah, basic. Peeked at you, but I don't know if they're near there. It was pretty small, specific to this little river here, the Guadalupe River.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that river actually, Antonio. I don't think I'd ever heard of that river before, but it looks
San
like
Antonio.
it's pretty big.
Somebody, it might have been Basic, lived near there. Can't remember.
Yeah, it was. It's San Antonio.
But yeah, wild times, dude. You don't like to see any of that shit happen. And hopefully, yeah, like they need definitely some help down there. That's crazy shit. Crazy, dude. And we'll end it with a freaking a banger. I don't got nothing else on that one. Your uncle, actually.
My daddy.
Your dad. Whoa.
Oh God! When that guy when that guy called Trump his daddy the other day. Oh,
Who
God,
did that? Catch 'em all collectibles?
No, it was another politician guy from one of the other countries. He was like doing a visit, and he was like, it was at the G7 summit or something. I forget what it was. And the guy like called him daddy. Like he was like referencing him, calling him like daddy, and like saying like he's like the daddy of all of us, like he's the boss kind of thing. And the media just were like ripping it to shreds. It was so hilarious. I was dying.
NATO Secretary General calls Trump daddy.
Oh God, it was hilarious.
I think we can all buy a shirt now that says "Daddy Issues," and just call it a day.
Daddy Tariffs, yeah, unreal.
That goes fucking hard, dude.
So then I was watching him. I know this next one you want to talk about. Someone asked him, I think it was today or it might have been yesterday, like what's going on with Epstein? Like where's the files? Like what's going on? And he's like, why are you asking about that? I got bigger fish to fry. But like really, like was really defensive.
A little defensive,
about it.
Yeah. I think the reason they asked is because they decided to drop all the freaking videos now in the middle of it. Of course, somebody's going to ask the fucking question.
Yep.
The dude offed himself, 4 years ago? Now the video drops. Of course, they ask the questions now.
It's been 4 years.
I think it was 21 or something like that. It was
crazy.
The Pokemon Boom sent him. But, yeah, it was crazy. Like
did he kill himself?
Yeah. Oh no, 2019. Oh damn, he didn't even get to see the Boom.
6 years.
That's sad as shit.
God, I didn't realize it was that long ago. I thought it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Wow, yeah. I mean, that is 6 years ago. Like, why are you still talking about that? Like, come on.
It's crazy that it took 6 years, bitch, to get the videos released. What are we doing?
I still don't think that we have everything. I still
think to it. Yeah. If you don't, do you watch CoffeeZilla's? He's got a other channel called Voidzilla.
No, I don't think I know about that. Voidzilla.
He uploads a ton more on Voidzilla because it's way less edited shit. It's more just him talking.
Mm.
And it's
I don't think I've seen that.
Do recommend. And That's how I keep up on all this crypto scams and all this other bullshit and Epstein.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just did like a montage of all the different information people in the government have said. JD Vance was just on with my dude um, this past weekend show, the podcast. What the
Is it
fuck's his
Cash
name?
Patel? Oh,
Huh?
you're talking about
Theo Von.
the country guy, right?
Theo Von, yeah, he
Theo
was just
Von.
on with
Yeah, yeah.
Theo Von, and he was like, "Yeah, we need to release the list." Like he was saying this like a week and a half ago, and the videos just came out. Oh, there is no list. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There is no list. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's just so much conflicting shit. It's crazy. Like, give us the shit exists. There's flight logs. There's something. There's a list of fucking names out there with God knows whose names out there. Fucking send it, dude.
But I think what the scariest thing to me is that we have government people that leak every fucking thing the government does. Like there's leaks and like just people spreading shit everywhere throughout the world from our government. But for some reason this doesn't get leaked.
Yeah,
Like there hasn't been any stuff like it's been tight.
yeah. You
Very,
should watch some of his videos. He breaks down the whole timelines of the videos and all this shit. It's pretty funny.
uh-huh.
He's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
this don't
intrigued
line up.
actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But
I
yeah,
thought,
it's I would like to similar to the Kanye situation, very similar. Like I feel like this thing's gonna keep going and we're not gonna get any other names. And there was so many names of these celebrities present at these freak off parties. Like, what the fuck?
big parties. Yeah.
A lot of money, dude. A lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
Sick.
you know, I never knew him and Cassidy were dating.
Who?
Him and Cass, you talking about
Kanye
P
West?
Diddy? Oh, I thought you were talking
Or
about P
no, I was
Diddy.
talking about Diddy. Yeah, Diddy. Yeah,
Yeah, I
not
didn't know he was dating Cassie, whatever her name is, and they've been together like 10 years or something. I didn't even know that had happened. I'm like so out of it with the celebrity side of stuff.
yeah.
But dear God, I still remember vividly when she dropped her music video 20 years ago. Never forget it.
What video?
You remember her music video she did?
I can't visualize what this bitch looks like.
Oh my God. It was like, for a teenager, mind blowing.
Her name's Cassidy.
Is it Cassie? Cassie?
All right.
Yeah, I never knew they were together, so that was interesting. And then the stuff they showed at that trial. Jesus Christ, that dude is a monster. He's a terrible dude.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
probably gonna get 1 year,
he's a.
$5,000 bond.
You think? I think he'll get 4 or 5. I
Years.
think they'll give. I think they'll give him something to, not because of what's happened. I think just to like set the expectation of if you do bad stuff and you're a bad guy, you should go away for a little bit. I think they're gonna like set a precedent kind of thing. There's so much.
Wow.
There's so many eyes on it. If they give him 1 year, people are gonna be mad about it.
I could see them putting 5 years on paper and him getting out in 2.5 for being a good
I mean that is what would happen. Yeah,
for
but
being a nice bottom.
I do think yeah.
No lube, boys. Damn. That's crazy. All right. Well, let us know if you like hearing some of the world news. We can definitely bring this into our podcast, and we probably fucking will because it's our podcast.
Why not?
I like
You'll
keeping
never
up
walk
on current
alone.
events. Fun stuff, dude.
That was
I'm
fun.
ready.
I'm glad we got to talk. Been a little while there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's wrap it. Guys, don't forget, spicy comments. Get down in those comments. Hit the thumbs up on the ones you like. But more importantly, leave one yourself before you hit that thumbs up. Give yourself a thumbs up, even. Just go for it. Just do it. YOLO. No one's reading your comments that and talking about in your life. You know, your boss isn't looking. Your sister doesn't care. Kids don't know. Just leave a spicy comment. Have a bit of fun. Drop it in there. Thank you guys for listening.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye.